Hi. Hello. What's up? It's nice to meet you. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have missed you guys, if I must say so myself. Okay, now that that's done. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been quite a while, probably like a week or two, since I have made a video. So here I am, back to yap with you all again. So today I'm going to talk about something that I have struggled with a lot while growing up, which is imposter syndrome. You must be familiar with it. Now, while this may not be an actual syndrome that can be diagnosed, and mostly a pop culture term, it's still quite important and relevant. So I'm going to yap about it. Honestly, it's a lot easier to keep thinking of alternatives. What would happen if? How would I look if? Who would I be if I? But that's not all gonna matter. And I started watching shows in which people are ghosts and they are regretting a lot of things that they did or didn't do in their lives. I watched this show called Ghosts, and then I watched this show called Nancy Drew, and then I'm currently watching Hotel del Luna. Watching these shows helps me a lot with this ideology, this way of believing, this way of thinking that things are just not going to work out, and I need a lot of things to make things work, or like I need a lot of material or a lot of external support or validation, a lot of people just cheering me, going, yeah, you can do it, yeah, you can do it. In order for me to actually get to doing things, I need people to come up to me and be like, oh, you're doing such good work. I need people to be like, oh my god, I feel so changed after I consumed your content, in order for me to feel like my content is worth validating. Not worth validating, more like worth existing in the first place. And boy, was it detrimental to my mental health. Very, very. Because it's just not gonna happen. If I'm gonna keep doing things for external validation, I'm never gonna get it. And maybe if I do things only and entirely for external validation, I'll probably get it. I can show my jugs right now. Who's gonna stop me? Nobody. Will that get me a lot of attention, a lot of likes, a lot of comments? Absolutely. And I start making content where I am crying for male validation. Absolutely, it's gonna be so easy, and it's gonna come like this. It's gonna get things going like this. But that's not what I want. I want a very specific kind of audience. I want very specific kind of people, and I'm not gonna get them. I'm probably not gonna get them for a good while. Why? Because what I'm doing is entirely me, and not many people want that. Not many people are prepared for it, and not many people are excited about it. Over the span of this whole year, since I've only been making content for myself and for my own validation, saying things that I believe in and agree with, and speaking about my own experience, I have probably lost, maybe 500 followers on Instagram. I don't know, probably. I'm not sure. But the whole point is that it does hurt initially, because that's why you make this kind of stuff to begin with. You make the stuff so people resonate with it, so people vibe, so people enjoy. But then you gotta take the people out of it, which is the hardest part. I'll make something when I get the support. I'll do something when I get the support. I'll exist when people exist around me to help me. Community is massively important, and I'm not gonna underplay this at all. Because you need people. Everyone needs people. I need people. But for me, the only time in my life I am truly enjoying the process and enjoying everything that I'm starting is when I don't have any. I don't have anyone to text and be like, oh, do you think this was too much? Do you think this was too crazy? Do you think this was too foolish? Do you think this was I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not spending my time doing that. Which in itself has made me just want to do things. I started embroidery. I never thought I would start something like that. I'm going to start a bunch of other things that I'm not going to talk about yet, because if I talk about it, it's not gonna happen, like. Now the truth of the matter is that I still feel like I'm not good enough. I still question myself. I still doubt myself every single day. What keeps me going is the fact that I keep coming back. Is the fact that I would still pull out my phone and record myself. Is the fact that I would still take that 5 minutes to just do what I want to. That even when everything feels overwhelming and I feel like I'm sinking under the demands of the society, I take a minute and I'm just like, what do I want to do? At first, it's very hard. It's very hard to even try and recognize, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Do I want to go? Let's do it for this person. Let's do it because this. Let's do it because this. I've been seeing these posts which are like, if you want a village, you must want to be a part of one. The guilt that comes with looking at things like this. The sheer guilt, which is like, oh, you need to do above and beyond. Hey, some of us have been doing above and beyond. Some of us have been meeting ungrateful experiences in our lives. Some of us need for this cycle of constantly going and looping around people as if they're queen bees to end. Because you're not going to realize you're the queen bee until you let yourself be one. Alright? This is gender neutral, okay? Queen bee can be anyone. I just lied through my teeth. But it's absolutely not gender neutral. It is gender fluid, not gender neutral. All right? The point is that I am learning so much about myself just by removing the idea that, hey, I need a certain set of kind of people to motivate me, kind of situations to motivate me to do things. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, my situation is amazing right now in order for me to create things on my own. For example, the absence of outside interference, having my own privacy, having my own room, getting to do things in my room, having an amount of financial independence, and all of those things matter. I'm iterating that? I'm not sure, because I'm not reiterating it. I'm saying it for the first time in this video. So is the word iterating? I guess so. We're gonna go with it. So I am iterating the fact that yes, you need the space that you need in order to make things happen. But at the same time, you've got to be willing to start small. Because that's what I have been doing. And yeah, I must say I've lost more than I've gained throughout the process. I've lost much more, especially followers and especially support, because yeah, people are not just gonna wake up one day and be like, hey, what you're doing is amazing. Sometimes that will happen, and those people will come by, but it's not gonna happen if you don't do it. It's not gonna happen if you don't do it. Did you get it? So yeah, you gotta believe that life is here to go against you, to put you on the wrong path, to hurt you, to chase you down, to affect you in such horrible ways. But the only way you're gonna make it through is by allowing yourself to be a person and not a project. Sweetheart, if you've been feeling like an imposter, then stop holding on to this feeling and this loop. Start holding on to what brings you joy. And what brings you joy is picking that pen up. What brings you joy is picking that color up. What brings you joy is picking that needle up. Then go do it. Go do it, even if it's for 5 seconds. Just let yourself Feel how it feels to be infinite. And then you'll stop feeling like an imposter if you keep doing it. Why? Because you realize that this is what you're meant to be. This is what you've always wanted to be. This is what you've always been. I feel like with this red hair and nails, a new persona of me has come out and it's just so fucking sexy. I'm just looking at myself like, hi, hello, what's up? Is it gonna happen even if you do it? Who the fuck knows? I don't know if it's gonna happen. You don't know if it's gonna happen. God doesn't know if it's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it's gotta happen. But at least, thanks to watching all these shows, I must remind you, fatality is the shit for me right now. Thanks to watching all these shows, now my mindset is like, but at least I won't die knowing that I didn't try. And that's what's been going on in my mind a lot lately. Yo, if I die, will I be okay with this? When I die, when I am RIPing in my grave, there will be no grave because I'm Hindu. But when I am dancing in my grave, will I be dancing to the beat of my rhythm, or will I be dancing to the songs that are being played in the funeral, which are not according to my rhythm? The answer is completely dependent on the actions that I take. And I am not living my life in vain. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun because I am being paid for having fun. Where's the money? Nowhere. But I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting paid with the beauty, the nourishment, the freshness, the absolute confidence that I feel in myself. And that is a payment I'm going to take because the cost for me is the amount that I've already given into the world. For me, any amount of emotional investment into anybody, be it a small conversation, is a lot. For me, that's the cost. I've paid a lot. I still keep paying. And I've been paying my entire life. And I've paid more than I could possibly imagine. So what's the return for something like that? Joy. Happiness. Fun. And a little bit of dancing. And a little bit of singing. And a little bit of holding a flower for a mic. So this is how this video is gonna end. And finally, all I'm gonna say is stay fuck it a little bit more, Stay fuck it. Yeah? Okay. Bye bye.